It's hard to tell if the 2 ball passes the 8 ball for the top left-hand corner, but it does, and all we have to do is kind of pull that cue ball off the rail. Now we have to be on this side of the 3 ball because it's the only pocket we have, and the traffic is making things a little touchy, but I get by it. Now we can use a 9 ball as a stopper to shoot the 4, which is right here in the bottom left-hand corner pocket. And instead of getting up on this 5 ball, the best thing to do is to take the long shot and get below the 5 ball and shoot it in the top left-hand corner. It's also hard to tell if this 7 ball is makeable in the side pocket, but it is. So the only really touchy shot here is this 5 ball. People rattle these a lot, and it's because they get a little bit nervous on it, but it's no more difficult than any other shot. It's just longer. And we're shooting the 6 ball in the same corner. I'm just pulling it back just a little bit to get right on the 7 ball, and we're putting a lot of top right on the cue ball for the 7 ball to get up on the other side of the 8 ball. And this is so I can get the right angle on the 8 to go down to the top rail and get right on the 9 ball. Well, just like that, this game is over. We'll move on to the next one in a minute. Looking good. And this game gets a little bit sloppy because of where that 4 ball is, and we don't have a pocket for it. And we're going to have to shoot a combination. And I'm not shooting a long combination on the 8 ball that's blocking that pocket, so it's going to be on the 4-7, and the 7 is blocking this pocket down here. And right from the start, I don't get good on the 2 ball, and now I'm just kind of stunning this shot, but it's going to run into the 5 ball, which is going to complicate the run out just a little more than I want it to. And see, I just barely hit it, so nothing gets tied up there. And that 4 ball does not go by the 7, and it does not go by the 8 ball up there. I'm trying to get on top of it, and I get pretty good, and this is pretty much the only chance I have here of running out. It's the 4-7 combination. And the 4 gets tied up a little bit with the 6 ball. So this is going to be a problem. And the cue ball is going to head straight to the bottom left-hand corner pocket off the 6 ball. And lucky I get a little bit of a roll there. So this is going to take a steady nerve. We're straight in on the 5, and I'm shooting off the rail, so I really have to hit this ball dead center. And softly, I'm just rolling up on it. And I shoot it good and kept a straight stroke, and that's the most important thing. So I guess I'm just drawing this back a little bit. Getting off the rail, and from here on in, it's pretty much gravy. Just go down to the bottom, or go down to the top rail on this shot. Just hit it softly, you'll be good. And that's it. You can't ask for much more than that. And some games are a little bit sloppy, but you just got to shoot your way out of it. And that's that one. Let's move on. At first glance, this rack might look easy, but we're traveling the cue ball a lot, and anytime you do that, you're risking going into traffic, getting behind balls. Like, if that stopped any sooner, I would have been behind a 9 ball. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Try to keep the travel to a minimum, and just keep it simple. And on this 5-ball shot, you're going to see me lined up for a perfect 3-route shot, but I'm choosing to shoot it 2 rounds, and I'll show it to you when we come up. So I get right on the 5, and I could go 3 rounds here, but I see no sense in doing it and taking a risk of crossing the 7-ball line and getting stuck behind it. So I shot that with right-hand English to kill it off the bottom round, and just to avoid, crossing paths with the 7 ball or going too long on the 6 ball. And this is all pretty basic and taking a little bit of chance by, with all the traffic. And this one, I tried to kill the angle and just draw straight back off this 8. We have an angle here, but I'm shooting it with inside English. But it's like it had a mind of its own and just kind of stunned out. And this is basically a predator spot shot with, not as much distance. There's always a testy shot. And when you're shooting it from center table, it makes it even more hard because it's a bigger angle. So there's that one, and the big lesson is to stay out of traffic. Yeah, I've always had a problem with getting on the rail a lot, and it's not because I struggle with those shots, and I'm good at making balls while shooting a cue ball off the rail, but I'm making the game harder than it has to be. And the problem is I'm not conscious enough of, like right there, I'm on the rail, and there was no sense in being on that rail. I could have bounced off it. I'm just not thinking about that. I'm looking at angles and lines and making sure, I can get on the next 4 or 5 balls. With very little, if any, thought about being on the rail. So there's a category where my game could improve a lot, and the game could be even easier than what it appears that I'm making. So you see right there, if I'd gone another inch or two, I'd be on the rail, and I'm just not conscious of that possibility when I'm shooting, So here you're going to see me getting bad on a 9 ball. And it's not the money ball curse, it's just that I could have got better on that 7 ball if I wasn't on the rail when I shot it. Or I could have got better on the 8 ball when I shot the 7. But I shot the 7 while being on the rail. And I just come up not quite on the 50-yard line, but this is a really, really tough shot on the 9 ball. And it's just not necessary. And once again, I'm almost on the rail. So I have to start being more conscious of this and start working on it, along with some other things like my break. But there's another one. Let's move on. You're going to see me point to a place right in back of the 4 ball, just knowing that getting from the 3 and getting right on the 4 is going to be the problem in this rack. The problem is where the 9 ball is, and it's going to make it difficult to get from the 3 to the 4. And I'm still looking at it, and I'm still worrying about it. So I'm well aware of where the main problem is with this table. And see, this is the problem. How are you going to get behind this 4 ball from this 3 ball shot? And you would have to be an incredible player to play that right. And now I'm left with the tough bank on this, and where's the cue ball going? And you see the 5 over there, so yeah, I'm going to have to come with it here. There's just no other way. You bring out your A game just to get through this rack. It's okay, I have my lucky shirt on. Yeah, just poke it in there. Pray for the best. Yeah, the rest of it looks pretty easy, although we are traveling the cue ball a little bit. Stroke looks a little wobbly. And here you're just trying to get the center table. You're going to need an angle to get right on the 8 ball. So, but it's the top side of the table. It's not exactly center table. It's more on the top. So I'm just pulling back because I got pretty straight in there. And you see I just drew back pretty much into the same position. And now it's just back and forth across the table to go 2 rails on the 9 ball. And at the start, you'll see me, I'm a little bit concerned with the line on the 2 ball, so I'm looking at it before I shoot the 1. But after I shoot the 1, you'll notice me finding the line on the 6 ball. And that's going to be the key shot on this game, is getting to the right side of the 6 ball line. And where the 9 ball is, you see me pointing right there? The 9 ball is making it a little bit difficult to get perfect on the 6. So that's going to be the key. If I can get to the right hand side of the 6, I can run this rack and it's not going to be a problem. I went into traffic there, which is not smart, but it was because of the angle. That was pretty much all I could do there. It's just another drawback. And you're going to kill the ball off the top rail with a little bit of left-hand English. Center, left, no top or bottom on that. And that'll kill the cue ball off the rail and kill the angle coming off that rail. So you'll see we're on the right side of the 6, but we're way too far on the right side. So now I have to go 2 rails back and forth across the table again to try to get right on the 7. And I don't get right on the 7, so now I'm adjusting again with a whole lot of right-hand English to get right on the 8, and that should be it, Scooby. I don't know if I'm going, I forget if I'm going 2 rails or just 1 rail. It's probably going to be 2 rails. I'm looking at top left there, but I'm concerned about something, and I'm looking for, oh, the camera went off. The battery died, and I had to change the battery. So, yeah, I'm putting top left on this. In an effort to get right, I missed the line on the 9 ball. So now I can shoot this in the corner or the side. I wanted to shoot it in the corner like that from the beginning, but I got a little bit tough. So it's imperative to understand the line on all shots, but that 6 ball was the key. You're going to see me shoot a drag shot on both the 2 ball and the 4 ball. And both are kind of long shots. What you're doing here is slowing the cue ball down as if you're shooting a 2 ball from like 6 inches away, which makes it easier to get on the 3 ball. So it's spinning backwards until right before it gets to it, and then it starts just skidding along the cloth, and it greatly slows down the cue ball as if you have a close-up shot. And just rolling up here an inch or 2 on the 4 ball and to get right on the 5. And because I'm shooting a 6 in the side, I'm going to have to shoot a drag shot on the 5 ball because I just want to roll a couple inches past the 5 to get right on the 6. So here it is right here. And again, the whole object is to spin the cue ball backwards until right before it reaches the 5 ball. And then it starts rolling forward a little bit after it skids along the table. And there I am. And although I'm on the rail, I'm perfect on the 6 ball. Learn that shot, guys, and you will improve your pool game virtually overnight. I have entire videos dedicated to that one shot. Just do a search for my name and the drag shot, or search my channel for the drag shot. Pros use that shot all the time, and the commentators don't pick it up, so they can't tell you about it. But it just takes a little bit of practice, and you'll be perfect. And again, you will improve your pool game. Alright, the 5 to the 6 is going to be the key shot in this game. And it's a problem because of where the 7 ball is, so I have to get on the left-hand side of that 7 ball down here, and it just doesn't leave you a whole lot of room to work with, and it's going to make it hard to get on the 7. So I tried to get straight in on the 3, but I'm not sure. I can't tell with this angle because the camera's a little off angle. Yeah, it must have fell down a little bit, or somebody bumped the table or something, but I don't like this angle. I'm sure you guys don't either, but just bear with me. I was going to toss this video clip out because of this angle, but I want to show you this 5 ball shot on the 6. I had to roll up a little bit there to get right on the 5 in order to get all the way back down table and right on the 6 ball. It's dangerous, man, but it's best to go to that left-hand side rail and don't try to go all the way down table without using that left-hand side rail. So you'll see, because of that, I got steep on the 7 because of the angle I got on the 6. So you have to kind of call on your shot making a little bit. It's just shot with bottom right to keep it on the right-hand side of the table, and again to use that rail, and that gives you a little bit of insurance to get on the 8. And this should just be a roll down on the 9 ball, and it is center top there. I had a little bit of an angle, and again I'm using that right-hand side rail as insurance to get on this 9. Don't try to get perfect on it. Right about there is good enough. There's another one. I had to turn down the background stuff on this video because it gets a little bit loud and a little bit personal. On this day, for some reason, this table is running really fast and the cue ball just keeps on rolling and rolling. So you'll see me get in bad position on the 4, and I could go to hell here, but I should have drag shot on the 4 to get right on the 5. So the whole key about this rack is keeping my head. Look how long that cue ball is rolling. It's like it's on ice. It just keeps on going down the table. And I could sit here and blame the table or blame the humidity or, whatever. But that's not going to do you any good. You have to regroup and keep your head and just do the best you can. And a lot of guys have problems with this. And if you can't control what's going on in your brain and your nervous system, you're going to have a hard time in anything you do in life. You just have to keep it together and just regroup. And if you have to walk away from the table, that's what you should do. Just breathe. Just don't let it get to you. It's just a game. It's just a game. I love when people say, it's just a game that I've dedicated my whole life to and thrown everything away for. It's just a game. So you'll see I'm back in line here. And just going to draw back a couple inches, and I think I'm going 2 rails on this 9. I'm not sure. I know I'm going to the right-hand side rail. But yeah, it looks like I'm putting top left on it. And just 1 rail. You had to kill that. You had to kill the angle off the right-hand side rail to get right on the 9 ball. But yeah, keep your head. That's the most important thing. This game will drive you insane if you can't keep control of your head. Peace, guys. Thanks for tuning in.